Basutu, good morning, and I suppose everyone's hoping that this can finally get underway and they can get justice for little Tazne.
Certainly, Rebecca. Now, I've heard from the family friend, Mr. Moehydien Pangaker, who was saying that after a year, a family will know or will finally get justice from what had happened when 8-year-old Tazne was found in that storm drainage in Worcester after she had went missing. And like you've said, Pangaker had been facing 20 charges, which dates back to the 1980s and the time that he was, or rather Tazne had went missing. He had been out after serving a 10-year sentence. But just to get an idea as to how the family is feeling at this stage, I'm joined by a family friend, Mr. Moehydien Pangaker. Now, sir, it's been a year. How is the family holding up?
The family is really not coping because this thing is dragging on for too long now, and the government failed the family. In fact, all three spheres of government, of the judiciary, failed this family and other victims.
What do you mean by that?
Look, you can see how this thing is dragging out, and he has this criminal case since the 80s, and he's been released early. So this crime that he did with Tazne, this was a crime that was not supposed to happen because he was supposed to be still in prison. So correctional service failed the family and other victims also.
And what are you hoping to, or the outcomes of this particular trial at the end?
For me personally, is like, this family need closure, and I hope that the government is learning from this mistake that they did to release this monster, basically, because he is a monster. If he can kill his own kid, he is a monster. To release this monster this early and do this tedious crime again, for me, this is really not on. And me, as a human rights activist and a representative of the Moehydien Foundation, I'm nearly every day at the court, and this is the things that happen on the court. If it's not the one-way murders, then it's a sound. So the system failed the victims and the families. So this is really not on for me.
Talking about the system that has failed victims or family members, what would you hope to see change when it comes to those who had committed crimes like Moehydien Pangaker is facing? So what would you hope to see, like, to protect other victims in the future?
For me, if you release a person, you have to engage with the family. You must notify the family that there's a possibility of an early parole for a criminal. And you have to engage with the family. You look, even nowadays, the family don't even get trauma counseling from the state. We as the Moehydien Foundation, we usually go and assist the families, even with other resources and with trauma counseling. So for me, the system is really failing victims and families.
All right, thank you very much. Well, Rebecca, that was Mr. Moehydien Pangaker, a family friend to the Van Wyk, saying that the government has failed not only the Van Wyk family, but other families who have seen those who've committed crimes being released on parole, saying that things need to change, or families of the victims must be informed when a parolee or someone is considered for parole, to avoid what happened to 8-year-old Van Wyk. That could save other family members also.
Mr. Hajana, thanks very much. We'll continue to watch what happens in court there now.